Welcome to the Forex Test Lab, the week number 2. The second week is over, and here's my weekly report for you on YouTube. This, as you can see, is now the result since start of the Forex Test Lab. We are now almost at 60 euros in profit after 10 days. Every week has 5 trading weeks, so we are now after week 2 in we had 10 trading days. First of all, we had some discussions on the beginning of the week in the Telegram channel. Some member or a group member posted a screenshot where he made a lot of more money than I did with the Forex Test Lab. But this is not the purpose of this test lab and not of this Telegram channel to show which person makes the most pips. This is a Forex Test Lab where I am testing systems to see if we can find different systems which we can mix together, which perform from week by week a profit, and that we see which system is good and which one is bad. I don't care about the pips. I'm very sure that there are thousands of people out there which makes a lot of more money than this test lab makes. But the reason for this test is to find systems on live accounts where you can see week by week how they perform, and then it's up to you if you want to use them or not, and with which lot size. If you want to overtrade and over leverage your account, you can do that. It's up to you. But I want only to show what the systems do on a normal 500 euro live account. And if I do this, I do it with the normal money management and risk, a proper money management system, a proper risk. And this means I use normally 1, max 5% for each trade on risk and not more. The person I'm talking about showed an account with a martingale EA with hundreds of euros in one day. This is very nice and congrats to him. But I'm very sure we will see that he will blow his account sooner or later. Because if you make on a small account on one day several hundreds of euro in profit, this is first not proper money management, and second it's an EAO system which will sooner or later blow such a small account. And again, the test lab is to find good Forex systems and to see if they perform well week by week. So this is not a competition who is the best trader. This is a competition between systems. And I'm very happy that we again could make profit in this week. Not that much like the week before, only almost 10 euros. And the reason for this is that we had 2 systems which are really not performed very good. And these are the Red Hawk EA and the Dynamic Swing Trader. You can see both closed the week in red pips with a drawdown and a minus. And so these 2 systems are at the moment on the list to think about if they could get terminated and stopped. We will see that in the next week, how they perform. So for the Red Hawk EA, I think it could be the last week if we see again such a result. And I come to this in all detail now for every system. And if we see this the same for Dynamic Swing Trader, these 2 systems could give the decision to terminate them. But let's go through all systems. I do it a little bit quicker today than in the last 2 weeks, because you already, if you saw the intro video and the last video, how what's about the systems. I have not to go in all detail in this week. The Red Hawk EA, we start with this first. You can see on Friday it made the biggest loss since start. Normally it made 1-2 euros losers in this zone, but on Friday there was this big loss here on my account, and then the week was almost 10 euros in minus. And so since start, 10 days ago was the start. Since start we have here a minus of 8.33 euros. Let's look on this live account where the EA is attached to. You can see it's running with the newest version, the 1.8. The update was released last week by the developer Wim Schreinemakers. And you can see the account, which had 500 euros at the starting day, is now in this drawdown here. Like I told you in the first two videos, I basically like really the idea for this EA that it trades only in the quiet hours. So basically at the end of the New York session and before the beginning of the Asia session. But in this time area or zone, there is really not much going on. You see not much movements, and the moves are not really predictable in my opinion. And this is, in my opinion too, the reason why this EA cannot perform really well. And it made almost every day a loss here on the account. Let's look on the details. You can see here, if you look here on the profit side, so the most trades which were opened are ended then on the stop loss, or better to say, it was stopped by the EA. The EA normally cuts a loser before it reaches the stop loss, which is really good. I already told you this last week. If the EA would wait until the risk of 2% is reached for every trade, the drawdown would be really big on this account. But you see not much profit. If we sort it by profit, you can see here are the losers and only a small profit on the other side. So in my opinion, the EA performs not very well, and if it makes profit on a day, the profit is really small. What is interesting on this EA, and this is the best on this EA what I so far can tell you, that it really has a good closing algorithm. So I had, for example, on Friday trades open, and they were altogether by around minus 20 euros. And then the EA tries to come out of this drawdown and finds a position to close all these negative trades, that a drawdown is not that big. So it waits until the best time to close such negative trades, and at the end it was then, you saw it on my picture, it was then, let's see where we have it, it was then minus 7 euros. So it was at minus 20 at the start of the trades on Friday, and then it could close all these negative trades with only minus 7 euros. And this happens on the most days that a drawdown is at the beginning really big, and then the EA finds good exit points that the drawdown is not that big. So the exit algorithm works really well on this EA. The only problem is that the entry algorithm is really bad. So of course, if the exit algorithm is good, we want to see also good entries. And if the entries would be good and the EA would make profit, then it would really match together and we will see good results. But I think it's really difficult to make profit on this time scale. At the end of the New York session and before the Asia session, it's really a time where you can hard predict the moves. For example, you can see here such a trade which was opened here. It's a sell trade, and then you can see how big this drawdown then was here. It was totally going against me. This was the first trade. This was a winner, a small winner again. But then it opened here this next sell trade, and then you can see it was going all against me. And it was really interesting to see that it then closed the negative trade here at this point, and then after that it was going again up. So it was the correct decision to close it here. This was the best possibility to close this negative trade. It was the best time to close it. Like I told you, it's the best on this EA that it has such a nice exit algorithm in it. And here you can see again a loser here on the Euro USD. It was opened here around midnight, so at a time where it's not really wise to trade, in my opinion. It's the beginning of the new trading day. It waited until the spread is okay, then it opened here this sell trade for whatever reason. I don't know why to open here a sell trade. The pair is clearly in an uptrend here. There was no resistance or anything, but it opened here this sell trade. Don't know why. And then it closed it here negative again here. And if you look here on the statistics which the EA makes, if we go here through it, it has here only one winner on the Euro USD, one winner on the cable, two losers on the dollar Swissy, two winners here on the Euro Swissy. This was the best pair, it seems. One winner here on the Euro Pound, two winners, one loser, no trade at all, and three losers here on the dollar CAD. So we will see next week if the result is again that bad. Next week, this will be the first system which will be replaced from my test lab, and we will stop this system and replace with another one. Because our goal is that we find systems which match together. So if 1 or 2 systems are bad in 1 week, the other 3 systems could make it, and this is what happened this week. 2 bad systems but 3 good systems, so overall it's a profit. But if every week the same 1 or 2 systems are bad, we don't want to have it in my list. In the ideal case, we have 5 systems which are every week make green pips. This is the ideal scenario. So this was the Red Hawk EA, not good this week. We will see if the next week is the last one for this EA. Next is the dynamic swing trader, which could make profit on Friday, but not for the week. It has the worst result for the complete week. I'm really sad about this because I like this indicator, and I had big hopes that it will make profit, but at the moment it does not look like that. Let's see what happens on the account. I already told you in my first intro video that I used the indicator a little bit different, like it made for it. Normally use it on the H4 time frame, and you follow the blue signals here, these little stars. And I also told you that I have automated this and tested it, and it ended with a big drawdown if you trade all the signals like they show on the chart. And so I decided to use it a little bit different to see if this gives better results. And so far it looks not like it. We had big losers on the trading week. Let's see the results here. Well, a lot of trades here going on. You can see a lot of negative trades here on this pair, on the pairs. Here a bigger one, and then there were some nice trades. Then at the rest of the week, we had here 2 very good trades on 2 pairs, on the dollar yen and the Kiwi yen. I decided then, after the not so good results, to make an auto trader for Metagrid, the Metagrid Swinger, which can automatically trade the H1 signals. And because I switched through the charts and I saw the H1 signals are not that bad, and so Metagrid chooses every day 1 pair and 1 signal and trades this. If this signal is through, it ended on the stop loss or it reached the target, it will look for the next signal on 1 pair. So only 1 pair is traded automatically, the other I do manually, like I told you in the first video. And it looks like this is the first trade the swing trader took from Metagrid. It was this signal here. I don't know if you see it. This is the little blue star, and Metagrid then used the active entry method, which waits for price action, and it entered the trade here, which was really good. It waited until this retracement and entered then here this sell trade. But still it was then going against us. You can see the stop loss is here. Here's a little star again. This is the from the indicator, the sign where we have to put a stop loss, and this does Metagrid totally automatically on this indicator. So here's the stop loss, and you can see, lucky me, it did not touch here the stop loss, and then it was going down again. Here's a signal from Metagrid to go down. This is the arrow signal from Metagrid, and you can see now on Friday it came in again in profit. At the moment the trade is here. It already closed out a part of it and secured it, because if it has made 10 pips in this case, then we have to secure the trade and close a part of it. This does Metagrid all automatically. It's this one here. You can see it closed 2 microlots, and the rest of it, the 1 microlot here, is now still running until it will hit either the stop loss on our break-even position, or if it reaches our target, which is really far away. You can see these little points here. These are the signals from the indicator that here is the target. It's also placed automatically from Metagrid here. And you can see this is the target. And if it would come that far, that would really give a good profit here in this case. So 1 pair is traded automatically now from this week on, to see if this can improve the result a bit. And the other one here, we have 3 running trades. They're all made by myself, like I told you in the intro video, by the signals on the H4 time frame. We have here a euro yen signal, sell trade. You can see At the moment, it's a little bit drawdown here. It was in profit. Here was it opened. It was in profit. We here in the H1 time frame. The signal came on the H4 time frame. It started good, but then it was going up, and it looks really here like an uptrend. You can see this. And now the question is, will it go further down? It's again here on this strong level. It bounced here. Maybe it goes down next week, and then if it reaches its target, it will give profit. We have again a trade on the yen pair. It's this one here on the Singapore dollar against the yen. Here was the entry. It really started really good here, but then it turned now again to this strong level, and now the question is again if it will go and come in profit or not. Then I have the pound kiwi here. You can see the entry signal was here. It started also very good then. It was going up, but the target is higher. And then we had a little bit drawdown. It does not reach the stop loss again. The stop loss is really nice here. And now it's going up again. It's 26 pips in profit at the moment, as you can see. And the target is on 48 pips. So on 48 pips the trailer starts, and then the target is reached, and we will make profit here. I hope the pair comes that far. If all this trade ends well now, the profit will of course increase, and we will see good results, and maybe next week the dynamic swing trader will come in profit again and can stay in this test, because I like really the system with these points and the stars. It's all painted on the charts, and you exactly know where to place the target, the stop loss, where to take profit the first time, where to secure the trade with a break-even stop loss. So it's really easy even for beginners of trading, but if it does not work, it does not help, of course. So we will see. I hope this system can stay and will make profit. Otherwise it will be replaced, of course, and we will then see a replacement system here. So next in the list is the Guiding Light EA Beta. It's an EA I developed, and it's a beta version. Yes, it's really the best performer in this week. This has nothing to do that I made this EA. Maybe it's random, maybe luck, or maybe it's really that good. I added it to the test, like I told you, because I want to see if this method of trading or EA trading can work. It's a grid EA, yes, but it does not use martingale. It only trades between 1 and 5 microlots, and it makes the grids in a very smart system that it every time uses profit from a retracement on the grids to cut out losers, so to delete losers, and so that the profit is always come in, even if the trade goes against us. And so it really made good profit this week, the best performer in this week we had. And let's look on the account. We have it here. Yes, the Guiding Light EA, as you can see. And yeah, it's here, this profit, 28 euros. And we had some trades, of course, a lot of trades, because it uses limit orders. You can see these are all the limit orders from Friday, so they are not all executed. It makes a lot of pending orders, but you can see there's always small profit which comes here in. If the grid is not going against us, it's all that nice little trades. If we look here on the complete history so far, here was the beginning with the 500 euros. You can see a lot of pending orders on the account, and if we go through it, this is at the moment here the profit of 28 euros we had. So you can see there was no manipulation or so. It's all happened on this account, and you can also see this on the live stats on the Forex Factory Trade Explorer, which I show you later the link again. What I do in the next week, I will start it on 2 pairs. So far it only traded on 1 pair because I already told you this EA needs normally a lot of more money. It only has 500 euros on the account. But like I told you, in case that a bad trade was opened and we need a lot of grids to come out of this bad trade, it's possible that we need over 2,000 euros on this account. In this case, the EA should come out of a bad trade with enough grids and the profit of the retracements on these grids. So if this happens, I will fund more money in the account. I already told you this. I don't hope that we see such a situation, because yeah, no one wants a bigger drawdown, but this kind of EAs, like all martingale EAs or grid EAs, and this is not a martingale EA but a grid EA, but all kind of these EAs need a lot of money. Even better is 5 or 10,000 euros on such an account, and then you normally should have no problems with a grid EA if it's a good one. If you have that much money on the account, normally a grid EA, which works good, comes out of every drawdown. Sometimes it will take longer, sometimes it will happen on the same day. I did not have any bigger trade this week on this EA. Normally the biggest trade was with 4 grids, if I remember right. And you you have to have in mind that the grid EA only makes good money if it has a lot of grids open, because if then the price goes in my direction, it will of course collect money. So it's not bad if a grid EA opens a lot of grids. The important thing is if it can come again in profit, and this is what we want to test here with this guiding light EA beta. It's not available on the market. We test it, and if the test is over weeks good and will give good results, then maybe I will sell this EA, but at the moment it's not available. It's only here on beta testing, but again, it's the best performer this week, and I hope this stays so. Next week I use this EA on 2 pairs the same time. I made another version over the weekend, so both are now connected. The EA knows what the other pairs does, so if the one pair comes in trouble, the EA will not open a new trades on the second pair. And if one pair is very good and the second one is a little bit in trouble, it will help each other. So this EA is now connected with 2 pairs, and it can do such things. We will see how this ends then next week. A good week for the Tradingview IDs, not that good like the week before. This week 7 euros around, the last week it was 20 euros, but we had not so much trades on Tradingview IDs, which I liked, so it was a little smaller profit, but still really nice trades on Tradingviews this week, really nice IDs. You know, on Tradingview, I look on the website on Tradingview, I look for IDs, then I use the quarter money management system for this. So I have 400 euros on the bank account at the starting day, and then I divide this money by 4, and this gave 100 euro on the start day, and then every Friday I transfer the money back to my bank account with the profit I made in the week. I divide it again by 4, and this quarter I have then on Monday again for trading. So this week it made 12 euros profit. So I will transfer this money. Sorry, it made not 12 euros profit. It started with 105 euros in this week because I had already made profit the week before. So I had a little bit more than 100 euro. 100 euro was the first week. Then we made 20 euros profit. It came back to my bank account, and on the last Monday I had 105 euros on the start day, and so it made overall 7 euros profit. But this comes now back to the bank account, and then I divide the sum again by 4, and then I have more money on Monday, a little bit more money on Monday. You can see it here. The bank account was 400 euros on week 1. I divided by 4, I had 100 euros, the result was 20 euros profit, so back to the bank, it was then by 420 euros 0.82. Again, I divided here this sum by 4, so I had on the last Monday 105 euros. This week it made 7 euros and 31 cent profit, so this gives this new account balance then. I divide this again by 4, so I have on the next Monday now 107 euro for trading. The idea behind is not to overtrade, to have money in the background in case that we have a drawdown in the week. But if you find good trades and you only have this kind of money, you can't overtrade. And this is really I like with this system and method. I only have this money, and I have really to decide the best trades. I have to be patient and waiting more, sometimes only one trade a day or no trade at all. And then to use the proper risk and money management to not overtrade with this little amount on balance on the account. And if we look on the history, what happened in the last week, Let's see, where is the window here? It started on the November 16th. So you can see this were the trades here, some losers, some winners, and overall it gave then here this profit. Some ended here on break even, but we had also good trades here. You can see, yeah, it was a nice week so far. 2 pending trades are there. One is here on the dollar CAD. The ID from Tradingview is here, this important zone here. They want to wait that the price, or if the price breaks here this line, the support line, and then we want to see that price breaks it, begins to retest this line, and then we go here into a sell trade. So far it did not happen on the H4 time frame. I still wait for this. Of course, if the pair goes up now, then I will cancel this pending trade here. You can see this is the supply and demand indicator, which will be released the next days for me. And we had here nice bounces on the supply zone. You can see we had one bounce here for 60 euros. We had again a bounce then here for 60 euros again, and then it bounced here 2 times here on the demand zone, and this last bounce here again so far 40 euros. Very nice. The next supply zone, bigger supply zones are here. You can see the red one is a D1, a daily supply zone, and the yellow one, a H4 supply zone. You can be very sure that we will see here reactions on these 2 zones. Some little sell trades will happen here in these 2 zones for sure, if price comes that far. And the other pending order, it's a long-term trade for 150 pips, and the buy entry is here. So it's far away at the moment. Let's see, it's almost 400 pips away. But the ID from Tradingview is if the price wants to retest here this support area, then they want to go into a buy trade with a target of 150 pips. I placed a pending buy entry on this demand zone from the indicator. Their entry is a little bit higher, but I like here this demand zone better, and so I decided to use this. If this really happens the next days or weeks, I don't know. But if the retest comes here, then I'm in here in this trade. So, and the last one are the FX Street paid signals. Last week we had not a good result with them, but this week it was really good. You can see it was the 3rd best performer in this week. We had good signals and very stable signals, and so it made here profit. There were only a few signals, but you can see all ended in profit. We have here 2 break-even trades. They ended on the break-even stop loss. And we had here a grid trade with 2 entries, both in profit, and a really late entry on Friday after the close of the Frankfurt and Germany trading session. Here was this buy trade on the Euro Aussie, and also it gave profit until the end of the trading day. Then I closed it here. I want to show you the 2 really nice trades here on the Kiwi dollar. We had this trade. Let's see, it was, where is it? Yeah, I made a screenshot here after it was closed. The entry ID was here on the H1 time frame. We had here a strong resistance area, and they ended here around this area for this trade. I had here my first entry, but I decided to make a second entry here because on this day there was a strong sell order block from Metagrid painted, and so I thought in some cases, and this really happens very often, that they make a fake breakout. You can see this fake breakout, and many traders who saw this breakout will maybe opened a buy trade because they thought it will go up again. But the signal from FX Street and the analyze from FX Street was different. They told here will happen a sell trade. So I decided on the strong sell order block to make a second entry. So I had this sell entry and this sell entry. It was a really good idea. I was then sleeping here after it was entered. And then I came back on the morning, and my target was here this trend line here. I decided to go for around 30 pips, and then the trailer started, as you can see. And then both trades, this one and this one, were in profit and were closed. And this was a really, really nice trade. I liked it very much. It was an easy trade and worked really good. FX Street also published here this information. Maybe this was the reason we had not so good result. Last week they had an error in the processing exits. They explained that there was, it seems, a bug in their system, that the target was not really announced correct or too late, or the false target. And they fixed it now, and it seems to work now better. We will see if the performance stays next week that good. I only want to show you the late night entry on the Euro Aussie. This was an interesting trade. I want to show you why it is so really nice to have Metagrid on it. And they gave a buy signal. Let's see, I make the chart here bigger, or the picture a little bit bigger. They gave the buy signal around here. Price was around here. Then they gave a buy signal for the Euro Aussie. I opened then the chart, like I every time do. If I get a signal from them, I open the chart, and I saw that we have here a demand zone painted from the Metagrid supply and demand indicator. We had here a trend line painted from Metagrid, and we had here a buy order block painted from Metagrid. And the bank buys level was already exceeded. This means the banks will start to buy again, or take profit from their sell trades. So on this area here, we had a demand zone, a buy level, and a possible bounce on this trend line. And the price was already below the bank buy level. So I decided not to go into here in this buy trade, like the signal from FX Street. I set a pending order here, and you can see it was the perfect entry then, because I had almost zero drawdown, maybe 1 pip in drawdown here. It was the lowest point to catch on this trade, and so my trade performed much better than the FX Street signal itself, because they ended here, so they had this little profit here, but I was then here at this time at 21 euros in profit, and it was then later from closed by me. Let's see what was the profit we had with this trade on the Euro Aussie. Oops, let's see. Here it is with 4.10 euros. So I let it run a little bit more than this, because then it was the end of the trading day and the weekend. So we had Friday, and I don't want to hold trades over the weekend if it's possible. You never know what happens. So I want to take it as profit, and was out then. And this was a really nice trade too. It was a good call from then, but I think they the fine tuning would have been better if they made more analysis. So I always analyze their signals, and I check it with the Metagrid chart. And if I see such a position, I go for this entry here, because I was really, really sure that they will move the price until here in the demand zone. Demand zone means there are sitting buy orders potentially, and this is the best place to enter here the buy trade if all this confluence we have on this chart. So this was the weekly review. I already testing some replacements in case that next week the Red Hawk EA gets terminated. I'm looking already for replacement in case this happens, that I have a good replacements. One replacement I'm considering is the Killer EA. Someone mentioned this in the Telegram group in this week, and I already have it on a demo account at the moment. And it was a really astonishing result it gave on Friday. It's not there anymore. Where's my screenshot I made on Friday? Let's find it. Here you go. This is from my manager. It was 42 euros on Friday. Even it opened only trades with 1 micro lot. So it's really interesting, this EA. And it is only working here at the moment on the Euro USD M1 and on the dollar yen M1. It's a very special system. They use here again an EA which manages all these trades to get that these trades have a stop loss and a target. But it opens really a lot of trades and then And yeah, it's interesting what it does. And what I did, I also added my KI Trade Manager to it. This is a trade manager which is specially designed for such kind of EAs, which opens dozens of trades, and the KI manager checks every trade for price action, and in case that price action changes, it closes a part of these trades or all of them, and then it uses the profit of the closed trades to again cut out losers. So it manages all these trades and tries to get a balance between the profit and the losers. And so I will use it this way, because some members told me if you let this EA let alone, it can happen that it had a really big drawdown, because it's also, of course, a grid EA. You can see it makes grids, and like my guiding light EA, it's the same. You need a lot of money on the account if you use it. It's a demo account here at the moment. It's not on a real account. You can see there's a lot of money on the demo account. But only if it survives this first demo test, I will consider it as a replacement for the Red Hawk EA in case we need a replacement. The Friday result was really, really amazing. I don't know exactly what this EA does so far, but it does a lot of trades. And like I told you, I added the KI Trade Manager to it. You can see here it says profit for the last 3 days. This is the profit say account, the profit it uses to cut out losers. So at the moment there is no trade going on, the weekend is there, but if the trades will be open from the killer EA, the KI Trade Manager closes trades earlier as the EA itself sometimes, if the price action gets worse. Then the KI Trade Manager will close these trades, and it will uses all the profit, and says then here it made in the last 3 days, let's say 100 euros in profit, and then it will use this 100 euros, a part of it, not all, let's say maybe a quarter of it, to close losers. So the KI Trade Manager tries that we don't get a big drawdown of several thousand euros. This is the idea of the KI Trade Manager. In case that you use such a kind of grid EA, which opens dozens of small orders, that the EA here gets managed and controlled by the KI Trade Manager, that we don't come in at that much drawdown. It can even happen that we get a 100 or 200 drawdown maybe, but the manager tries to reduce it then step by step. It uses profit to cut losers. We will see if this works on a demo account. If so, then this could be a replacement for the Red Hawk EA. And in case that dynamic swing trader will not really perform well in the 3rd week, and then some member gave me the idea for the Agimat Ultra. Personally, I had tested it for some days, the Agimat Ultra system. I was not really convinced about it because you have always to have opened the charts. It only gives a signal if the chart is open. If you close the chart and reopen it, the signals are gone. So you really have to wait until the signal shows on the chart. And if you missed this candle, then you don't get a signal. And this is something I don't like. But a member in the Telegram group showed me his method he uses for the Agimat Ultra, and maybe we give this a chance. If I let do Metagrid auto trade the signals, I already made a little script for it, and it can auto trade the Agimat Ultra signals. And if we need a replacement, maybe we try it with the Agimat Ultra and let auto trade all the signals on it all, but some of the major pair signals with Metagrid and an auto trader, so that we get and catch all the signals, that we can see how good or bad the Agimat Ultra is. Maybe this is a replacement. So I'm testing some stuff on a demo account that we will have replacements in case we need them. This was the week 2 of the Forex Test Lab. I hope you enjoyed it, the walk through all the pairs and the systems. We will see what next week happens, and if the Red Hawk EA survives the next week, and the same for the dynamic swing trader. If this one survives, maybe we get a big surprise and another system has a big drawdown. We don't know. We will see. It's an exciting journey. Until next time, have a nice weekend. Goodbye.